everybody, it's Emily. I hope you all had a great week. Yay, I'm back. I know most of you probably didn't have a great week. It's been a rough week in the trans community. And I will touch on that. It was a rough weekend, at least for me, as I had my first negative experience out in public, and I'll talk about that as well. Kind of lump that all in. Um, and I mean, it hit me negatively at first, but obviously, I'm not gonna let it put me too much down. Yeah, I will first start with this weekend, which was the first thing that happened of my negative experience I had. Um, since I've been out, I had never really had in negative experiences. I mean, I've gotten looks obviously once in a while when I first started transitioning and like I first was coming out. Um, but other than that, I hadn't really gotten. Nobody's ever said anything to me. No one's ever looked at me and pointed at me or anything like that. So I've had obviously like an okay experience so far where nothing really has happened. But that changed this weekend. So I was in Sephora. I was with my friend Ray and Allie, and I just needed to get some cover up because I had ran out, and I was like, "Oh, we're here. I might as well grab it." And I went to the checkout counter, and the woman there was like, "Oh, do you want a Sephora card?" And I said, "Okay, sure." And she asked me my name and everything. I was like, "It's Emily." And she's like, "Okay." And she's like, "Is this card for you?" And I was like, "Yep, it's for me." And she's like, "So," and she's looking at the form she's filling out, and I see she's looking at gender, and she's like, "So male?" And like just a weird look on her face, like asking if I was male, and it just kind of crushed me. Um, I was like, "No, female," and then like she just kind of looked, and then like kept doing it, and I just kind of grabbed it. I left. I will be honest. I started crying a little bit. Just because it hit kind of hard. Um, it killed my confidence a little bit for the rest of the night. But yeah, it just was kind of a blow. Like wow, like maybe I stand out a little more than I thought I did. Maybe you know it's not as people can notice certain things. And it hurt, and it really did hurt, like I said, and I started crying a little bit after I left. Obviously Allie and Ray were there, and Allie was like rubbing my back the whole time and trying to cheer me up like the great friend she is. um Ray was being supportive as well. And it was just tough. I had never, like I said, I've never experienced like anything like that before. So like, I know it's probably not a huge deal. Like, it's not like the biggest thing. Like, someone came to me and like, said mean things to me purposefully. Um, but it was still enough where it was like my first time happening, and it just kind of hit hard. Um, yeah. But in the end, I'm not gonna let this get me down. Obviously, I'm not gonna like, it took me a little bit. Took me the rest of the night to like, build myself up again and like say, no, it's okay, it's just one person, it's not a huge deal, I'm not gonna let this person get to me. And I'm not gonna stop them from let them stop me from coming out and having a good time and going out with my friends and just enjoying things and being myself and being my happy self. So I decided that it stunk, it hurt, but maybe it was something that needed to be done. I knew it was gonna, sadly, you know, it's experiences that are gonna happen, and I mean, I'd rather than anything not, and it kill my confidence, but I'm not gonna let it put me down and stop me from going out and doing what I need to do and being me. And I like me now, so. Um, the other thing that happened, obviously, this week, most of you know, is that the Trump administration dropped the federal protections for transgender students. This is a huge blow. I don't think it was much of a surprise, at least to me. I had a feeling that something like this might happen with him in the office, and it did come. I feel like this is the tip of the iceberg for at least transgender individuals for stuff that could happen. I feel like at least here in the state of Massachusetts, I know that, trans students will continue to be protected because it's now going to the states. But there's other places where, like, more conservative states that, that won't be the case, and those students and those children need help. I mean, to basically take away the protections, like, is so devastating to them. And a lot of people think this is just about bathrooms, and it's not. It's, also that the schools, have to use the right pronouns and the right names and so on. Like, and now getting rid of these stops that. So it was really devastating to see that, and I just hope that, we can all come together, and I'm going to do what I can do here in the state of Massachusetts, which, I mean, luckily here in the Northeast, there's the most of the Northeast, there's, we have good protections and good state protections for a lot of people and trans people and stuff like that. So myself, I work at a university. Obviously that's not a big deal, but more high school and elementary and, middle school students, like, those are the ones that need the help right now. And, it makes me almost dumbfounded that people don't understand this, and, like, that this can happen in this day and age. And it shows you, the tough time we're in for, and it's only been a month of Trump, and it makes me not look forward to things. But I'm going to do what I can do, and I'm going to help out as much as I can help out. And I'm willing to do that, and I want to do that. Yeah. I mean, personally, for a student to be brave enough to come out during that time, I wasn't brave enough to do that. So I envy these children. Like, the fact you can do that and like, at that age, and, like, do that for yourself, to be yourself, bravo to you. Because, like, that is something I wish I could have done, and I wish I had the courage to do myself. And it took me long enough just to get to this point I am at now. And to take away their protections for somebody who's they're just being themselves, and in such a hard time, especially during, like, high school and stuff, it's going to amp up bullies, and you might see more bullying, and, like, it doesn't help anybody, and it just hurts the transgender students and transgender children. I mean, that's the only thing this does, and it's heart-wrenching to see. But like I said, I want to help. I'm going to do as much as I can to help. I'm doing stuff, hopefully, through Freedom Massachusetts, like I talked about in my week video last week. I'm going to hopefully do some stuff with them. I will be, doing my part, at least here, to try to encourage trans students and help. But yeah. So, besides that sad news and my negative experience, wow, what a negative video, guys, right? No, it doesn't have to be negative. I also went to the Patriots Hall of Fame. Yeah, Patriot Place, because we won our 5th Super Bowl. So, I'm going to put some pictures from my trip where it's really cool, because I like the pictures I took. But yeah. Very cool, huh? Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure that's it for this week. Next week, I'm going to talk, basically I know I did some reflecting in a video a couple weeks ago, but actually I'm going to go over my story more in detail next week, because the week after is 1 year on HRT, and I'll be sharing a timeline video of my entire transition from, before to 1 year, which is exciting, and I'm going out with my friends, and that should be cool, and yeah. But I'll do that. But next week, I'll probably be reflecting on a lot of things that have happened during my transition and how it's gone. And I think from there, I might be doing some videos about, like, how I did every single little thing. Yeah. Oh, I also, so you guys can know, I finally called about the surgery, even though I was scared. I will give you guys details on that when I get some more info. I left a message and emailed. So I don't know any info right now, but I have sent the direct email / inquisition about gender confirmation surgery. So we will have lots to talk about on that, won't we? So I hope you guys have a swell week, And I'll miss you all. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.